Hi, everyone. Welcome to Module 10. Now that you've completed the second midterm exam, we're ready to move on to the third and final and longest section of the course, which is on inferential statistics. So let's just take a look at the overview of what we're going to be covering in this module. The course as a whole has three major sections. The first one, which was covered on the first midterm exam, was called descriptive statistics. The second section was called probability theory, and we just covered that on the second midterm exam. Now we're going to be combining those two concepts together and looking at something called inferential statistics. And what inferential statistics refers to is the idea of taking a sample out of a population and calculating sample statistics from that sample data and using it to infer something about the population as a whole. So we're going to be doing lots of different ways of doing this over the next rest of the semester, basically. But in this particular module, we're going to be starting with Chapter 8 in the textbook. We'll be doing that over a course of 2 modules. And we'll be learning about the concept of something called a sampling distribution. What we're going to find is that sample statistics actually have probability distributions associated with them. That's why we've been learning about probability distributions. And these sample statistic probability distributions are called sampling distributions. We're going to learn about sampling techniques of how to choose a sample, in particular how to choose a simple random sample from a population. This is the best way to get unbiased statistics that will give you a good estimate of what the true population parameters are. And we're also going to learn about something called the central limit theorem. The central limit theorem is one of the most important concepts in statistics. So there's going to be, as usual, a number of Khan Academy videos. There's an article that you need to read about randomness, and there's only one lesson on Hawks that you need to do for this particular module, and then you'll be submitting a practice assignment on Canvas. The practice assignment on Canvas this time is one that's going to be auto-graded by Canvas, and so therefore, with the exception of just one question, so therefore you'll be able to see your answers right away. The reason this is set up this way this week, in particular for this module, is that we have spring break coming up, and the module assignments are not due until after spring break. But if you want to work on them during spring break, of course, you're welcome to do that. And that way you'll be able to get your answers graded right away by having it automatically graded on Canvas. So you're very familiar with the setup. We're going to have an overview. We have this video introduction. There's a Q&A discussion forum that you can use, an article about randomness, then a number of Khan Academy videos, practice assignments, the Hawks learning lesson, but there's only one lesson you need to do, 8.3. We're going to come back and do other parts of Chapter 8 in the next module. And then the Canvas practice assignment. Now, the Canvas practice assignment is a little more complicated than usual. You'll need to read and go through the instructions and the example very carefully, and then use the same data that's in the instructions and example to do the assignment yourself. You'll enter your answers directly into Canvas, and it will tell you at the end whether you did it right or not. If you didn't do it right, you'll be able to do it over until you get the right answers. There's a few extra credit assignments available on Khan Academy in this module as well. And if you want to start looking ahead, I am going to be publishing Module 11, which is the second part of Chapter 8, also before spring break, so that you'll have a chance to work on both of those modules and really go together, and you'll have an opportunity to get a head start over spring break if you want. Otherwise, enjoy your spring break, and make sure you have the Module 10 done, however, by the time you get back from spring break. So if you're planning to not work on this class during spring break, make sure you do Module 10 before you leave so that you don't miss the deadline.